Muskies in the road purples, gold numbers, gold trim. Linn in the home whites, black numbers and red trim. And the Muskies, Hutchison will jump against Hahn as we're ready to get this thing started. Both student sections fired up, and the Muskies is deafening at the moment.
Those two pep buses showing up.
There's a tap, and it's going to be controlled by Linn in the front court. Nelson has it out high. He picks his dribble up, swings it to Hutchison left wing. He's guarded by Hahn.
Muscatine comes out in the man-to-man.
He flips it over to Ruff. Ruff drives in on Melendez. It's Muskies are in man. We were curious. Now it's back to Hutchison, top of the key. He drives the paint. Drives in, blocked by Wieskamp. Picked up by Ennis. Lays it up, no good. Hutchison recovers back up and in. And it's 2-zip Lions. Muskies got to go one and done here. They got 3 looks there. Wieskamp out high, bounces it for Melendez. Antonio on the right wing, back out high for Folk. Just underway. 7:10 left here in the first quarter. 2-zip Linn. Melendez cross court. Wieskamp lays it up and in.
And a foul. Yeah, great pass there from Antonio Melendez, an alley-oop style. Good layup, and there was a little bit of an undercut, so we're going to have an and-one opportunity.
Jaron Nelson with the foul. Wieskamp will go to the stripe to complete the three-point play, and he does, and the Muskies go on top 3-2. Ruff brings it up on Melendez. Antonio trying to turn him. Ruff played last year. Good ball handler, good player. Flips it over to Robertson. Now on the left wing for Nelson. Back to Ruff in the corner.
Lex Hahn on Hutchison. That's a good matchup because he's long and athletic defensively.
There's Nelson out front. Over to Robertson. Now they swing it to Hutchison. He drives in on Hahn. Left-handed layup. No good, and a foul on Lex Hahn. And Hutchison go to the line. 86% on the season to shoot 2.
Yeah, it was a good drive there. That's really his game. Get the shot fake, get to the rim. And a nice attempt to finish with the left hand. Lex just getting him with the body.
First foul on Hahn and the first on the Muskies. Hutchison's first free throw is good.
Muscatine Lumber bringing you Muskie basketball along with CBI Bank and Trust this playoff season.
Joel, great crowd between the lines. The ends of the gym, one end is getting some fans. There's a nice, better crowd than we saw a year ago. Hutchison makes a pair.
Well, I think we'll start to see it fill in more as the Iowa City West and Kennedy fans trickle in here towards the end of the second half.
And they should be here now to watch this great one. Hutton swings it to Folk. There's Jack, deep three. Back iron, no good. Rebound cleared by Hutchison, and here come the Lions.
Good look for Jack.
4-3 Linn. Hutchison in the front court. Over for Nelson. Now it's back to Hutchison. Hahn's on him. He drives baseline on Lex, and he steps out of bounds. Turnover, Linn.
Nice job by Lex, moving his feet, forcing Hutchison to step out on the baseline. Hutchison generated a lot of contact on that drive there, so good job for Hahn not to
He was
take
looking
the
for the foul there, actually. He got hit in the lip, it looks like. There's Wieskamp. Now they run a double. They get it to Melendez in the corner. Wide open three. Back iron, no good. Rebound, Hutchison. Antonio's got to take that. They weren't even close to him. Hutchison in the front court now. 4-3 Linn. 5:55 to play in the first. There's Robertson. Back to Ruff. Ruff drives in on the wheel. They get it to Ennis. He's in on Wieskamp. Hutchison pulls up from 17. Good. Hutchison showing it all right now. And Linn goes up 6-3.
Little weave play. They've done that the last 2 times down. It's clear that they're trying to get some lateral motion to free Hutchison off about that curl.
There's Wieskamp. Splits a double team. Lays it up and in. Euro step Joe, and it's 6-5 Linn. Hutchison with 6 and Wieskamp with 5.
And here's the 1-2-2 press.
They're going to back off into a man now. Ruff walks it over. He gets it to Robertson. He's guarded by Hutton. They swing it down. It's good ball movement. There's a layup on the other end. Linn really moving the ball well.
Yep.
And it's 8-5 Linn.
Yeah, good action without the ball from all of the players on Linn's team. The screener became wide open underneath the hoop. Good cut.
Hutton out front. Clock under 5 here in the first. Wieskamp in the corner. Back to Melendez. And the Muskies swing it. Jackson Folk right wing. And now Coach Belger calls out a different set, and the Muskies will reset.
That's right. Hutchison right now, he's responsible for Melendez, but he's hanging down in the lane, and he's going to look to double Wieskamp.
Joe wanted a step back three. Good defense by Robertson. Now it's back to Wieskamp. He'll take a three this time. Short air ball, no good. Joe thought it was deflected, but it wasn't. It's going to be Linn-Mar ball.
He'll keep shooting. No worries there. Uptown Motors bringing you Muskie basketball along with all season's glass.
Robertson at 6'4" with that length is almost the size of Joe. Good athlete. Robertson on the right wing now. Linn-Mar looking to add to their three-point lead. There's Nelson back to Hutchison. He drives in on Hahn, and he's fouled, and I think it's going to be on Wieskamp. And he's calling it a two-shot foul, so Hutchison will go back to the stripe. Actually, it's on Jackson Folk.
Okay.
So it's the first on Jack, the second on the Muskies. Hutchison, 6 points already. He'll go to the stripe to shoot two. And he makes the first.
We said in the pregame, very similar style of play as what Wieskamp brings to the table for Muscatine. So Muscatine has seen it. They see it every day in practice. Again, it's hard to simulate, though. But they're one of the few teams that can.
Good player. Saw him last year as a sophomore at Muscatine. Very impressed that night. And he knocks down a pair, and Linn-Mar doubles up the Muskies 10-5. 4:15 left here in the first. The Muskies need a basket here. Hutton walks it over on Ruff to Wieskamp left wing. Joe bodied by Robertson. Now he flips it to Hutton, and the Muskies reverse it. Melendez out high. They're just jamming Joe wherever he goes. Folk out high. Now to Melendez. Antonio back to Jack. Jack drives into the paint, down the lane, lays it up, no good. Ball tapped and cleared by Ruff. Cooper Zeck is checked in for Lex Hahn. Now there's a pass up ahead for Annis. Swings it back over for Nelson, and now Hutchison again. His 17-footer off the screen, no good rebound, Wieskamp. And here come the Muskies.
Yeah, Cooper Zeck's come in. He's got a tough task here to guard Hutchison, but he's up to it.
Hutton drives into paint, elbow jumper, Joshi, no good, rebound, Annis. Big, strong rebound by the 6'6 center. And here come the Lions. One and done for the Muskies. No second opportunities so far. Robertson swings it to Annis. Linn-Mar's gone with their starting five. The Muskies gone to the bench. There's a three by Robertson. Rattles around, and no good. Rebound, Wieskamp. And here come the Muskies.
That might have held the record for most times hitting the rim on a shot.
There's Melendez in the corner. They're going to give him that shot. As Hutchison's playing Melendez, but he's really there to help on Joe. So they've got 6'4" Robertson on Joe, and Hutchison is leaving his man to help. Now they get it to Melendez in the block, and they kick it back to Hutton. 2:35 left. Hutton drives in, and a foul on Ruff on the floor. That'll be his first and the second on the Lions.
Yeah, and right now in the adjustment there, Melendez went to the wing that spread out the lane, and Hutton was able to get to his strong hand, the left side, and get to the rim.
Bryce Howard checks in for Melendez as Belger switches up the lineup a little bit, and now Nelson and Ruff check out. And Greg Hall checks into the lineup, along with Cole Martin for Linn-Mar. Folk gets it into Zach.
Hall brings some quickness off of their bench.
There's Wieskamp on Robertson. Joe, step back, three left wing. Good! Joe Wieskamp splashes home a deep three, and it's 10-8. Muskies trail by 2. There's Martin. Dribbling on Hutton, now over to Hall. Hall guarded by Folk. Now it's Hutchison. He's guarded by Cooper Zeck. He drives in on Zeck, 10-footer good. Hutchison showing it all. He's showing the mid-range game, getting to the rim, and the step-back 17-foot game.
This kind of has an NBA feel to it with the two stars just squaring off.
Yeah. Hutchison with 10, Wieskamp with 8, and Linn-Mar leads 12-8. There's Zeck, left wing to Wieskamp. He'll take a three, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot three. That's on Robertson, his first, and the third on the Lions.
Yeah, I don't know if there's some miscommunication there on how Robertson and Martin were going to handle the screen, but it resulted in a foul on a three-point shot.
We've seen this before with Joe. He had the first 31 earlier in the year in a game against Bettendorf, the Muscatine first 31 points. He had the first 20 in a game against Burlington the night he broke Jeff Horner's 4A scoring record. And now he starts this one off with the first 9 and the first 10, and he'll have one more free throw.
One of the big keys, though, is that someone else has to hit some of these open shots when they're available, because as he heats up, which it's apparent he's going to do, Josh Hutton, Jackson Falk are going to have some opportunities to hit threes.
Joe gets the hat trick, makes all three, and the Muskies have cut the lead to 1.
And I'm still not sure he's hit the rim yet. I think all 3 of those free throws hit nothing but net. He has an air ball and then a three-pointer. It didn't hit the rim.
Hall swings it out front for Martin, back to Hall. Muskies are in their zone now, as they've got their tallest team out there with Hahn, Howard, and Wieskamp along the back line. Hall out front is slowing Linn-Mar's tempo down. The Muskies didn't guard real well in the man, to be honest with you. There's a bounce pass now to Gertzen, who's checked in. He's a 6'8 senior, so even more length. There's Hall, deep three, good. Wow, Greg Hall, a 6'1 junior, downtown, and Linn-Mar goes up 15-11. Wieskamp drives in the lane over Hutchison. Shot up, no. Rebound, Wieskamp. Back up, no good. Rebound tapped on the floor and picked up by Linn-Mar. Martin has it. Down the floor, Hutchison. He drives in. Bounces it back to Robertson at the top. Now it's Hall. Another deep three. Back iron, no good, and a rebound. Howard has it, but a foul, and I believe it's going to go on Gertzen.
And this zone allows Muscatine to rebound better. They've always rebounded better in their zone this year, which is kind of counterintuitive. Sometimes that becomes a more challenging way to rebound, but they've done a much better job with that this season.
40 seconds to play in the first, 15-11 Linn-Mar. That's a 4-team foul on the Lions. And the Muskies, important for them to get to the bonus here in the second quarter. Hutton down the floor, Falk, 3-ball out of the corner, good! Jackson Falk, and the Muskies needed that, the first non-Wieskamp basket. And it's 15-14, Linn-Mar by 1.
Great dish from Hutton on that play, too.
The scoreboard gave the basket to Linn-Mar, but they'll correct that. And the Muskie fans are pointing that out, but they'll correct it. There's Hutchison, clock at 5. He drives baseline on Howard, and a foul on Howard. And Hutchison to go to the line to shoot 2 with 3.2 seconds left here in the first.
The instinct is to block the shot, but in that zone, when you're in that middle, and once Wieskamp does a nice job of forcing him baseline, hold your ground. He has only one way, and that's through your chest. Take the charge.
That last, good point, Joe, that last three was sponsored by First National Bank of Muscatine. Hutchison, 86%, misses the first. He'll get one more. Hutchison's second free throw on the way in. 16-14 Linn-Mar. Wieskamp to inbounds, gets it into Falk. Jack gets it over half court. Deep three at the buzzer, short. We played one. It's Linn-Mar 16 and the Muskies 14. We are back at the U.S. Cellular Center. 1 quarter in the books. Linn-Mar leads the Muskies 16-14. Hutchison and Wieskamp each with 11.
Yeah, it's kind of been a punch-counter-punch first quarter. Let's see if any adjustments were made here coming into the second quarter.
Falk on the right wing. Jack gets it over to Joe. Joe's got a double on him now. Hall on Joe. There's Falk. Back to Wieskamp, top of the key. He swings it to Hutton left wing. Howard wants it in on the block on Gertzen. There's a three by Falk. Rattles, no good rebound. Wieskamp, no, and a foul on Hutchison. And I believe, well, that's going to be his first. But that's the 5th. And this is where the Muskies need to get their points. They're going to get to the stripe here early in the second quarter.
And a good look for Jack. Good box out for Wieskamp to draw the foul.
Joe's first free throw good. He's automatic at the line tonight. And when Joe's hitting his three and getting to the stripe, it's almost impossible to guard him. Second free throw is good. We're tied at 16, 7.5 to play in the first half. There's Hall. He swings it over to Martin. Muskie's in that zone. Bounce now to Robertson. Robertson swings it to Hall on the left wing. Hall back to Robertson as Linn-Mar's being forced to work farther away from the hoop with his zone. Hutchison now swings it. There's a three out of the corner, and it's short. No good. Rebound, Wieskamp. Strong rebound by Joe. Yet another.
The zone also keeps Joe closer to the rim for rebounds.
Wieskamp drives the lane and he travels. Sorry, Joel.
Yeah. And so the travel must have happened before the foul there in that situation. And, that's a 50-50 play that went Linmar's way.
So turnover Muskies. They had an opportunity to take a lead. They've had one lead at 3-2. There's Robertson. Now they swing it to Hall. Hall gets it to Martin. They swing it back to Robertson. Annis is checked back into the lineup. And Linmar reverses it against the zone. They're looking to go to the middle. Muskie's doing a nice job right now. There's Hall, steps into a three, top of the key, no good rebound. Robertson back to Hall. He drives in. Now he kicks it to Martin, left wing, back to Hall. In the lane, he picks his dribble up, back to Robertson, three ball, top of the key, no good. Wieskamp high in the air for another carom. And here come the Muskies. Joe feeds it to Hutton. Now the cross-court pass to Howard. Spin move in the lane on Annis, no good, and a foul on Nate Annis. That'll be his first, and the sixth on Linmar. So Howard will go to the stripe, 56% of the season.
Great job there by Bryce, just realizing he was one-on-one with Annis and he had a chance. Good move, drew the foul.
Howard's free throw on the way is good. And the Muskies go on top 17-16.
And he had his best game of the season here, maybe his career even, in this building back in January. And you can tell he's just comfortable shooting the ball and shooting free throws and playing here.
And a lot of people don't like that deep background in these arenas. Bryce's second free throw. Good. Howard makes a pair, and the Muskies go up 18-16, their biggest lead, too. Martin in the front court for Hall. Now they bounce it to Nelson. Martin swings it to Hall. He feeds it to Hutchison. He'll take a three out of the corner. Good. Hutchison answers right away. Hutchison now with 14 leads all scorers as Wieskamp has 13. Linmar back up 19-18. There's Folk cross court. Howard lays it up and in. Great feed from Folk, and Howard finishes. And Bryce Howard all of a sudden with 4 points.
And they left him wide open there. Everyone's paying attention to where Wieskamp is, and they just got lost in their zone there.
20-19 Muskies, 5:20 to play. There's a three, no, short, and a foul on Folk. And that'll be the second on Jack. And Hall, Greg Hall, will go to the line to shoot three.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I thought he got the ball. Looking at it looked like he hit the ball.
Watch that replay.
Vision Center PC, only the finest care, bringing you Muskie basketball.
Hall's free throw, no good. On the season, Greg Hall, 80%, good foul shooter. He'll have two more. Hall's second free throw, good.
All season's glass, bringing you Muskie basketball this playoff. Huge thank you to all of our supporters and sponsors for bringing you this extra second season of Muskie basketball on KWPC.
Hutton checks in for Folk. Jack with two fouls, and Hall misses. He makes one of three, and we're tied at 20. 5:15 left in the half. Hutton walks it over. Stay tuned for the halftime show, sponsored by Joel.
Muscatine Lumber.
Muscatine Lumber. There's Melendez's check back in. Swings it to Wieskamp left wing. They run the double. Back out to Antonio. He swings it to Hutton, and the Muskies reset. What a great atmosphere. Huge Muscatine contingent here. There's Hahn. There's a three by Hutton, right wing. No good. And there's a foul.
Hall's going to get called for a foul on the clear out on the block out.
Hall cleared out Wieskamp, and Joe go to the line to shoot one in the bonus.
Yeah, it's so important to get to the bonus for Muscatine, and they've done it here with 4:46 to go in the second quarter.
Deep three by Hutton, and Hall cleared out Joe. Joe will go to the stripe. He has 13. Make it 14 as he makes the front end.
Great opportunity here now for Muscatine to start salting a little bit of a lead here with getting to the foul line.
They're in the bonus, and Joe misses his first foul shot of the night. 4:46 left in the first half, and the Muskies in the bonus. 21-20, Muscatine by one. Martin to Nelson. Nelson back to Martin. Martin now bounces it to Hall, top of the key. Now they swing it back to Martin. Linn-Mar being very patient. They knocked off Pleasant Valley Friday night at PV by 8, the MAC champion. There's Hutchison.
Travel.
Timeout Linn-Mar. And we'll see if it's a full timeout or a 30. I believe it's a 30, so we're going to leave it right here. 21-20. The Muskies lead Linn-Mar by 1 here with 4:18 left in the half. Linn-Mar led 16-14 after the first quarter. Their biggest lead of the night has been 5, and the Muskies has been 2. Tight game, Joel.
Right now, this game's probably going to come down to the supporting casts. You know, these two stars, Hutchison and Wieskamp, are going point for point right now. Each have 14. Joe's got 8 rebounds as well here in the first half. And they've got an opportunity here to grow this 1-point lead by getting the other guys involved. Bryce Howard has done an outstanding job of seeing those open looks and taking that opportunity to get a couple at the free throw line and a big bucket there down low.
Yeah, you look at the scoring, and the two stars, Hutchison and Wieskamp, each with 14. And then 2 guys off the bench, Bryce Howard with 4 and Greg Hall with 4 for Linn-Mar. There's Martin. They feed it to Annis. Now it's Robertson for 3. Oh, long air ball, no good. Another McGlass, and Wieskamp gets his 9th rebound. And here come the Muskies. Hutton walks it over half court. Now he gets it to Joe. Joe drives into the lane, loses it, stolen away by Robertson. Muskie fans wanted a foul. Robertson down the lane. Blocked by Hahn. What a block by Lex Hahn.
The eraser.
The human eraser. There's a 3 by Hutton. Back iron, no good. Rebound, Annis. Boy, what a great block by Lex Hahn.
Nice little scramble for both teams there.
Hutchison now over to Robertson out front for Martin as Linn-Mar reverses it. Nelson back to Martin. Martin doesn't look to score. Hutchison swings it over to Robertson as they play catch around the circle. There's Hutchison. Hahn steps out on him. There's a pass into the post, Annis. And there's a travel on Linn-Mar. Turnover on the Lions.
Yeah, nice job of rotating. Wieskamp rotates over to the post player. And I don't think Annis was expecting him to be there as early as he was, and he just took a nice little shuffle, and the ref was right on him.
Hutton walks it up for the Muskies. The Muskies got behind early, and it was really being played at Muskies open and man and Linn-Mar's pace. This is all Muscatine's pace right now. Grinding out possessions. Wieskamp now. Top of the key, swings it for Melendez. Melendez backs it out. Back to Hutton. Clock at 2:50 here in the first half. Hutton now drives in. Step through, and he's fouled, and Josh will go to the line to shoot 2.
And that's the kind of thing you need to see from your senior point guard. Just playing with no fear, getting to the rim, drawing the foul. That's awesome to see from Josh Hutton.
Foul is on Nolan Ruff, his second, and the 18th foul on Linn-Mar. Hutton will go to the stripe, just 50% on the season. Josh's free throw, no good.
Opportunity here to close it out on the second end of this. Affordable Metal Manufacturing bringing you Muskie basketball.
Josh's second free throw, good. Hutton splits a pair, and the Muskies go up 22-20, matching their biggest lead of 2. There's Ruff, over for Robertson. Now they get it out front for Nelson. This zone has really slowed down Linn-Mar's tempo. There's Annis, baseline jumper, blocked out of bounds. Or actually not blocked. It was, but it was saved by Hahn. Great defense by the Muskies.
Like Joe got another block and a rebound there for Lex.
Hutton in the front court. Muskies can build on this. Wieskamp in the lane, lays it up, and Joe Wieskamp has 16. And the Muskies lead 24-20. Timeout, Linn-Mar. It's 2:11 to play in the first half. Game 1 of the double dip. Iowa City West and Kennedy play later. And the Muscatine Muskies lead Linn-Mar 24-20. Joe Wieskamp leads the Muskies with 16. Bryce Howard with 4. Trey Hutchison with 14 for Linn-Mar.
And the zone has really slowed down Hutchison. He was really feasting off of the screens and the curls and the man-to-man defense.
There's Hutchison with an elbow jumper. No good. Hahn clears a rebound. And here come the Muskies. Wieskamp walks it up now on Robertson. And now we've got timeout Muscatine. Gary Belger wants to set up the end of the first half. He's going to call a 30.
And these are two coaches who have a lot of experience. They've won a lot of big games in their career. So both of these teams of young men are in excellent hands when it comes to the X's and O's and strategic aspects of a playoff game like this.
What an atmosphere, Joel. What do you think of this atmosphere, though?
Yeah, it's just fun. You know, they have the two student sections at opposing ends. You know, the Muscatine fans showed up in purple, like the purple out, and perhaps the greatest purple outfit here is Mike Morgan. The royal purple pants, the light purple shirt, the Muskie Nation purple tie, and he even has purple tennis shoes on today,
Mike,
Brian.
Yeah.
So
Mike Morgan.
He's all in.
Big fan of Barney in his youth. Hutton inbounds it to Hutton. And Hutton out front. They feed it into Hahn. That's coming out of that timeout set. Good look by Lex. Couldn't get it to fall, and here comes Linmar. Ruff pushes tempo. Over to Robertson, 3 on the right wing, rattles. Rod Hutchison. Got to give props up to Trey Hutchison on a follow-up slam. And he has 16. What a play by Trey Hutchison.
Yeah, great tip dunk there for Hutchison.
24-22 Muskies. Wieskamp, left wing, long 3. Good, Joe Wieskamp with a big-time 3. That's a college-level play there.
Just a step back between the legs, dribble, and knock it down.
Wieskamp with 19, and the Muskies go up 27-22. They've stretched this lead to 5. Hutchison at the elbow, ball slapped away by Howard. And Coach Belger wants maybe one shot. There's a minute left in the half, and he wants Joe to have it. Who else? Wieskamp at the top.
And that was a great adjustment there. When Hutchison got to the middle of the floor, Antonio came down and knocked it away. He hadn't seen that yet, and it's a nice adjustment there for Muscatine's defense.
Hutton holds it out high. Clock at 40 here in the first half. Now Melendez, they'll play catch. We've seen this, of course, many times.
And I will still say, even though Muscatine's taking advantage of it, Iowa needs a shot clock.
Correct. Now Melendez gets it to Hutton. Clock at 25. No count yet, so now Josh, and they are counting, so Josh starts his dribble back to Wieskamp. Clock at 15. Joe can go from here. He gets it to Hutton. They're going to curl him one more time, and here it goes. Wieskamp has a high with 10. Surprised he gave it up there. Now they get it back to Joe. He's double teamed. He drives baseline. No good, but Joe's fouled, and they go to the line.
So that's a tremendous offensive set for Muscatine because they get a shot at the last in the last 5 seconds, and they draw another foul on Annis, who's been a tremendous post defender so far in this game. That's his second.
Second on Annis, and the 19th foul on Linmar. Wieskamp will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Joe with 19. Make it 20, and the Muskies go up 6, 28-22 with 3.8 seconds to play in the half. Stay tuned at the half. Muscatine Lumber halftime show. We'll break this one down for you. Wieskamp's second is good, and the Muskies go up 29-22. There's a 3 at the gun by Nelson. No good. We played a half. The Muscatine Muskies lead Linmar 29-22.
Go see a play. And it's school sponsored.
It should be a local holiday. Can we somehow get a hold of the mayor and the city administrators and everybody and figure that one out? We should have a Muscatine holiday tomorrow.
I'm not touching anything in City Hall with a 10-foot pole.
Maybe Yoakum's got some pull on that. Maybe figure that out. Hutchison right in front of us will inbound.
There's got to be a grant from Housing and Urban Development to let us do that.
We're underway in the second half. 29-22 Muscatine. Ruff brings it over half court now. Over to Nelson, back to Ruff. He works on a Hutchison screen against his own. So they're going to start screening against his own. There's Hutchison and Wieskamp going at it. And now Nelson in the right wing. Back to Hutchison in the corner. Now they swing it to Robertson. Better ball movement up the second half. Ruff for 3, no good rebound. Hutchison inside. He goes up, blocked by Wieskamp. Joe Wieskamp with a hammer from behind, but it'll be Linmar ball.
And one of the things I wrote down on my piece of paper that I bet you Coach Belger may have written on the board is just finish in all capital letters, and a big block like that's a good step in the right direction.
Hutchison for 3, good. Trey Hutchison, good player, 19, and it's 29-25. Muskies by 4. Hutton walks it over for the Muskies. Same formula, grind out possessions, get to the rim, get fouls called, play it at your pace. Howard starts the second half, feeds it to Hahn. Hahn drives in, lays it up and in.
What I liked about that is he took it right to Hutchison, trying to draw another foul on the stud for Linmar.
Hahn's first basket, he has 2, and the Muskies back up 6, 31-25. There's Nelson, over to Ruff. They bounce it baseline to Annis. And now back to Hutchison. Now they reverse it to Robertson. Ruff now goes baseline. He drives in, lays it up and in. He got loose there and scores. That's his first basket.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job of screening now at the perimeter. They've made some adjustments. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Belger counters with.
31-27, Muskies by 4. 6:35 left in the third. Wieskamp way away from the basket, guarded by Robertson. Joe works on a Howard screen. Now he picks his dribble up over to Hutton.
Good hedge there from Rupp.
Hutton has it. Now he swings it to Falk. Jack off the curl, drives the lane, shot it away. No good. Rebound tap and cleared by Hutchison. And we got a foul. It's either on Howard or Wieskamp. I believe it's on Bryce. And Bryce on the floor.
Good aggressive play for Bryce. Loose ball, foul there. That's a totally acceptable foul in the last half of a semifinal game.
Second on Bryce, first on the Muskies here in the second half.
Excuse me, a regional final.
And Ruff walks it up.
You can feel what's at stake here in the air. Like everyone is watching every possession with intensity.
Just got to play the game and don't think about the result. There's Robertson, deep three, good. Wow, Robertson, his first three. And that's just it, Joel. Some of their shooters didn't make any shots in the first half, and Robertson wakes up this time and knocks it down, and it's 31-30. And now there's a ball stolen by Robertson, and Linnmar has it. Nelson now in the front court. Linnmar's on fire to start the second half. Nelson to Robertson. Elbow jumper foul on Hutton.
And Josh is going to get called for the foul, but honestly, Lex got away with one there. He had a reach in the hook, and so.
2 shots coming for Robertson. He's 68% from the stripe. Linnmar has opened the second half on an 8-2 run. And Robertson now with a chance to tie.
Very similar to how they opened up the first half.
And he misses the foul shot. Second team foul on the Muskies. It's the first foul on Josh Hutton. Robertson's second free throw good. He splits a pair, and we're tied at 31. So Linnmar's caught the Muskies with 5:35 left here in the third. Hutton walks it over half court. Over to Hahn, and now to Falk. Now they get it to Wieskamp. He drives to his right. Joe step back three, right wing, short, and a rebound tapped around and cleared by Robertson. Now Hutchison has it. He drives down the floor for Linnmar. Hutton picks him up. Baseline to Ruff. Ruff drives in, tries to feed Nelson, and it's tipped, but Robertson recovers. Back to Ruff. Ruff bounces to Hutchison. Now to Nelson. He'll take a deep three. Back iron, no good. Rebound, Wieskamp. And here come the Muskies. Coach Belger coaching his tail off across the way there. Falk in the right wing. Bounces it for Wieskamp baseline. He loses it. Joe picks it up, gets it to Hahn. He drives in, tries to feed Howard, and it's stolen by Ruff. And here comes Linnmar. Hutchison in the front court. Euro step on Falk, shot, no good, air ball. Rebound Ruff, back over to Robertson.
Right now, every 50-50 ball going to Linnmar. They're really hustling and getting those loose balls.
Now they get it to Hutchison. Linnmar's adjustment has been simple. Ruff is going hard baseline driving, and there's a foul on Howard. And that should be his third. I believe it's on Bryce, and it is. Third on the Muskies. And Hutchison to go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, the adjustment was really to get Hutchison now on the wing, letting him attack instead of keeping him at the free throw line. Very smart.
Ruff's doing a nice job dribbling out of the double team, and that creates an open man. And so nice adjustment by Coach Robertson of Linnmar. Hutchison makes the first. Linnmar back on top. And he makes the second. Linnmar goes up 2. They've outscored the Muskies 11-2 here to open the third. Hutton in the front court. And timeout Muscatine. And it's a full timeout. 4:12 left in the third. 33-31 Linnmar. We're stepping away for 30. You're listening to Muskie Boys Playoff Basketball on KWPC 860 AM and 95.1 FM. We are back at the U.S. Cellular Center. And a good time out there by Gary Belger as Linnmar has been on fire to open the second half. They've outscored the Muskies 11-2. Hutchison and Robertson have been the main guys, but Ruff doing a great job with penetration.
Yeah, one of the things that's been the hallmark of Muscatine this season is their defense after made buckets. They've been able to, mix in some token pressure and some of these things to disrupt the offensive flow for their opponents. They're not making any baskets right now in the second half, so they're not able to really get set. Linnmar's been able to rebound and go.
Hutton now as we restart the game. He's guarded by Ruff, swings at the Falk, three in the right wing. Good! Jackson Falk knocks down a three, and the Muskies go back up 34-33, and that's Jack's second three of the night. He's intense. He knows what the goal is. There's Nelson, swing to Robertson, now to Ruff. Ruff on the right wing. He swings it, and now they go corner to Robertson. Robertson's a good three-point shooter, only has one tonight. There's Ruff. He steps into a 16-footer. Back iron, no good. Tip by Hutchison. No good rebound. Howard with a good rebound. And here come the Muskies.
And Hutchison's just so active.
Muskies by one in the ball. 3:20 to play in the third. Hutton. Bounce past Falk. Jack drives in and a foul, and it's going to go on Nelson. That'll be his second and the first on Linnmar in the second half.
Good down screen there from Hutton. Freed up Falk, who was able to drive the foul.
Falk looked inbounds, gets it to Joe. Wieskamp splits a double team, and there's a jump ball as Ruff stuck his hand in there to tie up Wieskamp.
So it'll still be Muscatine ball.
It will be Muscatine ball on the alternate possession. Wieskamp with 21. That's
I
what
thought
he
that
had
was
to
a
have.
fair call.
Joe didn't really complain about the call. I think he was just frustrated he got tied up. They flip it out to Hahn. Hahn at the top, back to Hutton, and the Muskies reset. Wieskamp left wing. Joe puts it on the deck, drives in, lays it up and in. Joe Wieskamp with 23, and the Muskies back up by 3.
Here's the 2-2-1 pressure here, just to speed up their approach.
So out of the timeout, the Muskies score 5 in a row, and Belger switches up the defense. Good timeout, good adjustment. There's Ruff with a corner three, good. Nolan Ruff knocks it down, and Linnmar ties it at 36 with 2:41 to play in the third. Hutton now works on a Wieskamp screen. Back to Joe. Joe drives into the paint, lays it up. No, gets his own tip. No, and Ruff clears. Here comes Linnmar ahead for Nelson, and it's going to be a turnover. They get it ahead to Wieskamp. Look out below. Flush City. Wieskamp with the hammer. And the Muskies go back up 38-36. Wieskamp with 25.
Just a great play there by Falk to steal the save attempt and look right up court. It just so happened he had the All-American ready to go.
Oh, I'm going to miss that. Joe brings so many thrills. Nelson swings it to Hutchison. Hutchison out high. Crossover, stepped up, 17-footer, short, rebound, Wieskamp. And here come the Muskies.
There's a double-double for Joe.
Joe's got that look in his eyes. Step back three, top of the key, back iron, no good.
Little heat check there.
That would have brought the house down here if he nailed that one.
That was an NBA three.
Big-time NBA three. That was beyond. There's Hutchison at the elbow. Now they kick it over to Robertson, to Nelson, to Ruff. Ruff's made a three, and Robertson's made a three here in the second half. There's Hutchison, guarded by Wieskamp, drives in, and there's a foul on Joe Wieskamp. That'll be his first and the fifth on the Muskies. So Linnmar beating the Muskies at their game in the first half. Now the Muskies with 14 fouls and Linnmar with 1.
Yeah, and there's been some plays that probably in the playoffs they don't call that we've seen called earlier here in the regular season. But you just got to roll with it.
Martin is checked back in along with Hall. They played well in the first half. They get it in now. Out high for Robertson. Now it's Hutchison. Cooper Zek is checked into the Muskie lineup. They swing it. Robertson puts it on the deck.
It's a travel.
And it is a travel. Robertson went up. He lost it. Didn't have a choice. Good closeout defense by Cooper Zek.
Yeah, Coop, it gives you everything he has every single time he's on the floor. And that's really important to have on your team.
Northcott leads senior 24-23 at the half. Falk drives the lane. Shot blocked and cleared by Hutchison, and a foul on Wieskamp, and that's 2 on Joe. 2 on Joe, the second on the Muskies, or the 5th on the Muskies.
And that's probably the most demonstrative you're ever going to see Wieskamp. He asked the question, got his answer, moved back down to the floor.
Under a minute to play in the third. Muscatine 38, Linn-Mar 36. There's Martin, swings at the Hall. Hall back to Martin. Muskie's stretching that zone out as Falk and Huttner at the top. Hutchison for 3, left wing, good. And he got knocked to the floor in a closeout.
He took a flop.
He did flop because he wasn't complaining about it. And they go back up 39-38. Hutton drives on the wheel, bounces it inside to Hahn. Shot up, no good. Ball tapped and a foul underneath. And this is going to go on Annis, I believe.
So that's going to be Muscatine ball here.
So that'll be the 3rd on Annis and the 2nd on Linn-Mar. Muskies will get it under their own basket. 24.5 seconds left in the third, and Linn-Mar leads 39-38.
And the intensity's ratcheting up here. Everyone knows that there's only 1 quarter of play left here. There's 24 seconds left in the third quarter. It's neck and neck, a 1-point ball game. Every possession matters.
It's play or go home. Both teams want to get to Wells Fargo. There's a pass into Falk. Jack has it out high. Now he gets it to Hutton. Hutton guarded by Martin. Clock at 15 now. Josh picks it up. He swings it over to Hahn. Linn-Mar fans wanted to travel. I got to be honest with you, it might have been.
Yeah.
And there's Wieskamp now. Clock at 7. Joe's got to go on Robertson. They double him. Now the Falk deep 3 at the gun. Short. Hutton throws it up at the buzzer. Actually, no. And we played 3. It's Linn-Mar 39 and the Muskies 38. We're stepping away for 60. You listen to Muskie Boys basketball on KWPC 860 AM and 95.1 FM. We're back at the Cell Center, and Linn-Mar outscored the Muskies 17-8 in quarter number 3 and lead them 39-38. Big quarter there is Hutchison's now up to 24. Robertson had 6 in the quarter. Linn-Mar with the ball. Martin dribbles to his left. Hall now as the Muskies switch to man. They tried this early to start the game. Linn-Mar got to the rim. There's Hutchison working on an Anna screen. Now it's back to Robertson.
The difference is Wieskamp's now guarding Hutchison.
Correct. Wieskamp is on him. And there's Hall, runner on the way, baseline good. And the junior knocks down another shot. He has 6. 41-38, Linn-Mar by 3, 7:25 left.
And that was the information I got before, as the Hall was their best player coming off the bench.
There's Fulks, 3-ball corner, short, no good rebound, Martin. And here comes Linn-Mar. Martin over half court, gets it to Hutchison. 2 big-time players tonight, Trey Hutchison and Joe Wieskamp. Wieskamp with 25, Hutchison with 24. There's Martin, bounces to Robertson. I thought that might have been a double, but it wasn't. We got a reach-in foul on Falk, or is it on Hahn?
It's on Falk.
It's on Lex Hahn.
Every time I think I know exactly what they're calling,
That's why I throw 2 names out to cover myself generally. That's the 2nd on Lex, and the 6th on the Muskies. So Linn-Mar will be in the bonus from here on out after this.
And that's big.
Very big in the fourth quarter. And the Muskies, 2 foul. Hall for 3, short, no good rebound, Wieskamp. Muskies, Linn-Mar with 2 team fouls, so the Muskies have a ways to go. Wieskamp drives the lane in on Hall and Anna, shot, no good rebound.
I don't know how that's
Hutchison.
not a foul.
Joe Wieskamp hits the deck hard. Martin now over for Robertson. Back to Martin, 41-38. Muskies trail Linn-Mar by 3. Hall back to Martin. Now to Robertson on the curl. He swings it to Hutchison. He'll take a 3 over Wieskamp. Good. Trey Hutchison knocks down a 3, and Linn-Mar goes up 44-38. Their biggest lead of the night, 6. Muscatine had a 7-point halftime lead. They've been outscored 22-9 here in the second half. And we've got a timeout, Muscatine, and it's a 30-second timeout. So we're going to leave it right here. Game reset. Linn-Mar 44-38, 6:10 to play. 2 team fouls for Linn-Mar, 6 for the Muskies. 3 timeouts left for Linn-Mar, 2 for the Muskies. And the possession arrow, Joel, is going to the Muskies.
Yeah, you can't tighten up here, too. You're down 6, and you don't need to come down and start chucking threes. You get to the rim, maybe get fouled, three-point play opportunity, figure out a way to chip away at this lead. It's just a two-possession game, and get back on the defensive end and get some rebounds. Linn-Mar's had a couple of second-chance opportunities, and Hutchinson hopefully maybe cool off here a little bit. He's been hot this second half.
Fine-looking player, just a junior, 6'6" junior. Got a similar game to Joe's. He's not quite as – he doesn't look as tall. I don't know if he's a legit 6'6", but certainly 6'5" plus, and really strokes it well. Got a great stroke, competitive, good rebounder. Going to be a heck of a college player.
He's a quick leaper.
Yes, he is. Hutton out front for the Muskies. Clock under 6 to go. Josh picks it up, gets it to Joe. They've got the double waiting for him. He drives in. Martin ties him up. And we've got a jump ball. Possession arrow, Muscatine.
No way is that a jump ball. But you got to move on now. You got to move forward.
5:52 left. Martin stuck his hand. Joe feels like he's getting hammered.
He had a handful of forearm.
Hutton will inbounds to Falk. Jack, 3-ball corner, short. We rebound Wieskamp. Joe drives in, shot up and in.
And another flop.
And that was a flop by Robertson. 44-40. Muskies trail by 4. Wieskamp now with 27.
Linn-Mar had a good soccer program. Maybe that's the second sport for some of these guys.
Melendez back on the court now that the Muskies are in man. They can use his intensity on this end. There's Hall. He swings it to Martin. Martin now puts it on the deck. Ooh. He gets it to Hutchison. Hutchison guarded by Wieskamp. He drives on late step back, foul line, shot, no good, rebound, Melendez. Hutchison looks like he wants to take it at Joe.
Which I like to see.
There's Wieskamp, 3-ball, top of the key, no good, rebound, Hutchison. And here comes Linn-Mar. Melendez running from behind, steals it away from Hutchison. Cleared by Hahn, great steal by Antonio. Hutton in the front court. Clock at 4:50, 44-40. Linn-Mar leads the Muskies by 4. There's Hutton, guarded by Martin. They bounce it to Falk. Jack drives into the paint for Melendez. Back to Hutton. Now to Falk, right wing. Jack feeds it into Joe on the block. Joe drives in, shot up, no, tip by Wieskamp, good! Wieskamp with 29. Back-to-back baskets by Joe, and the Muskies have cut the 6-point lead to 2. Hutchison in the front court. Hall takes a wide-open 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound Melendez, and here come the Muskies.
And Smart slowing it down here. Get across the timeline. Refill those lungs a little bit.
Melendez way away from the basket. His defense and hustle.
And they finally call a hold.
We got a foul on Hall, and that'll be his second and the third team foul on Linn-Mar.
Got one of the bigger cheers of the night from the Muskie faithful.
Muskies will inbounds. 4:04 to play. There's a bounce pass, Hahn in the corner. Lex cross court for Melendez. Coach Belger calls out a play. He's telling exactly where he wants to go. This guy can flat out coach, folks. There's Melendez. Bouncing into Falk. He drives in, feeds Hahn, shot. Good, and a foul on Martin. Jack Falk goes into full flex mode once again.
Great assist there from Jack. Great finish from Lex.
Hahn finishes, and he gets fouled by Martin. Lex Hahn now with 4 points. And he'll go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play and give the Muskies a lead. Lex, 55% of the season. Belger called a timeout when the Muskies trailed 44-38. Since then, they've gone on a 6-0 run. Hahn's free throw is good. Lex Hahn with 5.
Big free throw.
None bigger than that one for Lex this season. 45-44 Muscatine, 3:40 to play. There's Nelson, swings it to Hutchison. Hesitation dribble, drives a lane and a foul on Hutton, and Hutchison will go to the line to shoot 2. And that'll be the foul on Josh Hutton. That'll be his second. 7th on the Muskies, so Linn-Mar officially in the bonus.
And that puts them in the bonus. And Hutchison will have a chance for 2 here.
Their best free throw shooter at 86% in the season. He's missed 1 tonight, and he makes this one. Tied at 45. 3:37 left. What a great high school game and atmosphere.
He's got blood. So they got to substitute do they have to substitute a shooter here with blood, or do they get the chance to?
I think they can bandage it up. We've kind of seen it go both ways this year.
Yeah.
So they do have the state head of the IHSA here, though, right?
I think so. I think that's what Mr. Stecker said for the AD for Kennedy, who's our host this evening.
Chad Yoakum's here, folks. Hardest working man in showbiz.
They're calling a timeout. In order to keep him in, they're going to have to use a timeout.
Full timeout, Linn-Mar. 45-45, 3:37 left. We are back at the Cellular Center. 3:37 left, 45 all. An update with 5 minutes left in the third. Senior leads North Scott 25-24. And another game of MAC interest.
What quarter is that in?
Third. They started a half hour later.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We started at 6:30. They started at 7. And that game's being played in Clinton, I believe.
Just a low-scoring affair.
Hutchison will go to the line to shoot one more. He has 28. Wieskamp leads all scores of 29. And a battle of two premier Iowa high school players tonight. Hutchison's free throw is good. He has 29. And Linn-Mar takes a 1-point lead, 46-45. Muscatine trying to get to state for the first time since the 2002 team. Hutton out front for Melendez to Wieskamp. Joe gets doubled now. Out front for Hutton, back to Melendez to Falk. Jack tries to feed Joe, and it's stolen away by Linn-Mar. Hutchison comes out of there with it. He was bleeding from the chin, and there's a foul on Melendez.
Oh.
That's a first on Antonio. If you notice, they put a Band-Aid like on his chin, and that's not going to stick. That's flopping pretty good right now.
Yeah.
So Hutchison now, that's not who you want to foul. Going to go to the stripe to shoot 1-and-1. And the Muskies still got a couple fouls before they're going to get to the bonus.
First National Bank and Uptown Motors bringing you Muskie basketball.
Hutchison's free throw is good. He knocks down the front end. He has 30, averaging 18. Played great last year in Muscatine as the Muskies knocked off Linn-Mar 61-55 at home last year. And Hutchison knocks down the second, and Linn-Mar goes back up by 3, 48-45. 3:05 to play. Hutton in the front court. Guarded by Ruff, who's checked back in. He bounces it over to Falk, and Nelson's checked back in. So Martin and Hall, who played well off the bench, back on the bench. Hahn picks it up, now to Wieskamp. Joe drives into the paint, kicks it over to Hutton, 3-ball right wing.
Yes!
And a foul! Josh Hutton knocks a 3 down. And he's fouled, and he'll go to the stripe to shoot 1. Hutton with 4. And the foul's going to go on Ruff. His third and the 5th on Linn-Mar. You talk about a big shot and a big moment. That's it.
Big free throw opportunity here, 4-point play.
Hutton's free throw on the way. Good. Joshie Hutton with 6. And the Muskies go up 49-48. 2:40 left in this one. Ruff to Robertson. Now it's out high for Nelson. Swings it to Robertson. Robertson in the left corner. Now he dribbles top of the key. Swings it to Nelson, right wing. They feed Hutchison and a foul on Wieskamp. And Hutchison will go to the line to shoot 1-and-1, and that's a third on Joe. Or actually,
yeah, it's his third.
It's his third. The scoreboard's got him with 0, but I knew that was 3.
Yeah, he's got 3 fouls.
We wish he didn't have it. And now Hutchison will go back to the line to shoot 1 in the bonus. 19 foul on the Muskies, so it'll be double bonus after this. And silky smooth Hutchison knocks down another. 49 all, 2:27 left.
Linn-Mar with one more foul to give before Muscatine's in the bonus.
Hutchison's bonus free throw is good. Linn-Mar back up 50-49, 2:27 left. Hutton walks it over for the Muskies. He just had a 4-point play to put the Muskies up 1. There's Wieskamp, picks his dribble up back to Falk. Jack drives to his left. Now he kicks it back to Hutton. Now to Joe. Joe guarded by Hutchison and Robertson. Now Ruff jumps out on him. They double him. They kick it to Hutton. Another 3, right wing. No,
foul again.
Foul on Hutchison.
Fouled again.
That second time they closed out and fouled a 3-point shot. So Hutton missed the 3 this time, but he'll go to the line to shoot 3. Couple of costly fouls by Linn-Mar.
That's 2 on Hutchison. Big free throw opportunity here for Josh.
Hutton at the stripe. Free throw on the way. Good. Josh Hutton, ice water in his veins.
Vision Center PC and Hanson Chiropractic, along with Great Clips, bringing you Muskie basketball.
Hutton's second free throw on the way. Good. Josh Hutton, 50% on the year. You wouldn't know it. He's just knocked down 3 in a row. He's made 4 out of 5 tonight from the stripe. Hutton with his third. On the way, no good, misses. Tap by Howard, no, and a foul on Howard.
For the
and
foul.
That's costly because Linn-Mar, now Hutchison will go and shoot 2 with no time running off the clock. We said early we wanted Muscatine to get to the line and make it a foul shooting contest.
Yeah.
Right now, Linn-Mar's got the upper hand with that because we need to get Wieskamp at the line too.
Yep.
And I think we will now that the bonus is here.
And Bryce was just boxing them out. That was a tweener call.
51-50, Muskies by 1. 1:58 left. Hutchison shooting 2 for Linn-Mar. First one on the way, good. Front rimmed it, but he got it to fall. Hutchison with 34. Outstanding.
And this is kind of what we thought we'd see.
Second free throw by Hutchison. Good. He makes them both. 52-51 Linn-Mar. 1:55 left. Hutton walks it up for the Muskies. Hutton has scored the Muskies' last 5 points. They kick it across. Ball stolen by Nelson in the front court. Wieskamp jumps out on him. And now they kick it to Hutchison. They're going to get the ball in his hands as much as they can. Linn-Mar going to be layups only or driving to the basket for fouls. Hutton on Hutchison. He drives a paint and they throw it away. He tried to feed Annis and it was slapped out of bounds, but it's off Linn-Mar. It'll be Muskie ball.
Lex did a great job of stepping in like he was going to take the charge, and just an errant pass from Hutchison.
1:31 left. 52-51 Linn-Mar. Wieskamp now going to walk it up. Joe's going to take this shot, whether it's deep or to the rim, but he's going to create something here. Wieskamp. Crossover in the paint, back to Falk. Now Jack drives in the lane, and he's fouled on the drive, and Jack will go to the line.
He'll go to the yeah, that's big.
To
bonus
shoot 1
here.
and 1.
And that's on Hutchison, I think. Again, I should stop trying.
It's on Nelson. Nelson's third. Falk will go to the line to shoot 1 in the bonus on the season. Jack at 64%. 2 huge ones against Davenport North Friday night to seal it. The free throw by Jack is no good. The rebound cleared by Hutchison. Hutchison walks it up with that Band-Aid flipping around on his chin. Doesn't bother his game. Nelson out high now. Everyone on Linn-Mar shoots the free throws pretty well. Nelson's the worst one at 67%. And there's Hutchison. He kicks it over to Ruff. Hutton tries to foul him, and he does foul him. And Ruff will go to the line now to shoot 2. He's 73% on the season. Third foul on Josh.
They're trying to shorten the game, getting them to miss some free throws here. Fingers crossed for Muscatine.
Ruff will shoot 2. Muskie fans creating a lot of noise. Free throw good. Clutch shot by the senior, Nolan Ruff. Ruff on the night was 6 points.
Affordable medal bringing you Muskie basketball.
Ruff misses a second, 53-51. Muskies can tie it or take the lead with a 3. Wieskamp down the floor, drives to the rim, lays it up, and in! Oh! And it's going to go on Ruff. That's his 4th. Joe Wieskamp to the rim, and we're tied at 53.
And that's that explosiveness that we've seen him develop over the last few years, all the time in the weight room, putting on weight, just getting to the rim and finishing at the rim.
Wieskamp with 31. Hutchison leads all scorers with 35. Joe's free throw on the way, and it is good. And the Muskies go up 54-53, 45 seconds left.
Big possession here.
Ruff brings it over half. Hard to be a broadcaster now when you're a fan. Anna swings it over to Nelson, to Hutchison. Hutchison to Ruff. Ruff kicks it Robertson for three. Left wing air ball. Rebound Folk. And there's a ball slapped and a foul, and Wieskamp's going to go to the line. With 25 seconds left, Wieskamp will go to the line to shoot one in the bonus.
This is and we talk about it so much all season long. He's the best closer in the state.
Best closer in the state. This is where you want to be if you're Muscatine. Up 25 seconds, and you got Joe Wieskamp at the stripe. And every possession will run through Joe from here on out. Wieskamp's free throw on the way. Good. Never a doubt. And there's a timeout, Linnmar. 25 seconds left. The Muskies lead 55-53. Full timeout, Linnmar. We're going to leave it right here. Game reset. Muscatine with 10 team fouls. Linnmar 9. The next foul, the Muskies will shoot 2. One timeout left for the Muskies. 2 for Linnmar. The possession arrow goes to Linnmar. So if Wieskamp makes this, Joe, that's a 3-point deficit with 25 seconds. The temptation is to come down and shoot the 3. They don't have to, but the problem is if they don't and they just get a 2, Muskies will get it into Wieskamp, and they're going to be chasing foul shots because Joe's not going to be missing down the stretch.
Yeah, this gets into that 2-for-1 type situation where I'm not smart enough to figure out what the right thing to do is. It's a good thing you got a coach with over 600 wins at the helm for Muscatine.
What a thrill, Muscatine. The community's on the edge of their seat, and I'm fortunate enough to be sitting by my good friend, Chuck Van Heck, who's sitting courtside with us, and boy, moments like this have always meant a lot to the great Chuck Van Heck. 55-53, Wieskamp as the Muskies go empty at the stripe. And a former Muskie Quad City Times sports editor, Matt Koss, an impartial judge here. Right. And Wieskamp makes the foul shot, and the Muskies go up 56-53, 22 seconds left. Ruff in the front court. He crosses over on Hutton, drives into Robertson. Robertson drives an elbow jumper. Good! And they got a pressure clock at 10, 56-55. They get it to Wieskamp. And they try to foul, and they finally do, but there's only 4.8 to go. I'm shocked Linnmar didn't use a timeout there after the basket. They made the basket with 10.8 seconds, and they didn't call a timeout. They let 6 seconds run, and now Wieskamp goes to the line to shoot 2. Little surprised by that. Wieskamp with 34.
Toyota of Muscatine bringing the Muskie basketball.
Joe's free throw good. Wieskamp with 35.
So Cooper Zeck will check in now.
Checks in for Howard for defense.
There's the timeout.
And there's the timeout. 57-55. It's a 30 here. But those 6 seconds are valuable.
Yeah, that was an interesting decision, and Coach Robertson has been here a lot too, so might have a game plan in play for that.
Linnmar's out of timeouts. Now the Muskies have 2. He just joined us. 4.8 seconds left. Muscatine 57, Linnmar 55. The Muskies looking to go to the state tournament for the first time since 2002.
I've got so much adrenaline coursing through my veins right now. I'm trying to stay calm. I just think about this. I've coached a lot. I've been around a lot of these kids a long time, and you just want to see their goals come to fruition here.
If the Muskies make it, chances are real good they'll play Tuesday night at Wells Fargo in Des Moines. It'll be Tuesday night, from what we understand, if they win this
a long
game.
4.8 seconds.
Wieskamp free throw good, and the Muskies go up 3. And Coach Belger with a great defensive adjustment timeout coming up. as they're going to take this one. We're leaving it right here, folks. We're not stepping away from this at all.
Now, Brian, this is
full timeout.
This comes to that situation where you talked about, do you foul, do you not foul, since it's a three-point game. I don't know where I stand on that. I've seen it go well, and I've seen it backfire.
Well, I've had it backfire, against us as a young coach when we chose not to. Teams went down and shot the three and tied us up. I always believe as soon as it crosses half court, you foul immediately. You don't foul in the backcourt. You try to get him to burn some time. And I'm sure Coach Belger.
Do you set up in a pressure?
Yeah, I think he'll have some pressure because otherwise it'll give him a free throw into the front court. So they're definitely going to pressure the ball. It'll probably be Melendez pressuring the basketball without fouling. But when it comes, they'll run a trap up probably. But Linmar is going to try to throw this ball into the front court, I would think. They're going to set some screens in the middle of the court. And we'll see. Hahn is going to be right on the ball.
Yeah, 6'5" on the ball. That's a great thing to have.
Melendez not on the floor. I was wrong there. But it is man pressure, and now Lex backs off. Linmar doesn't have a timeout, so they can't adjust on this. 4.8 seconds, folks. Hang on to your chairs. They get it into Ruff. Ruff crosses over Hutton. Into the front court, steps into a three at the buzzer. Short! And Muscatine Muskies are going to the state tournament! Yeah, baby! Knock off Linmar, 58-55! Celebrate, baby! It's party time in downtown Muscatine! What a game! The Muscatine Muskies had a 7-point halftime lead. And now they held on as they came from behind after 3 quarters and defeat Linmar 58-55. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back with post-game coverage sponsored by Community Bank. You're listening to Muskie Boys Tournament Basketball on KWPC 860 AM and 95.1 FM.
Time since 2002, on the heels of a 36-point and 17-rebound performance. Joe Wieskamp leads the team in scoring and rebounding, and we're expected to be, another year of Gatorade Player of the Year and Mr. Basketball, which is great, all-time leading scorer in Class 4A history. But this was the goal, Brian. This was what he wanted to accomplish. This is why he has been so proud and to play with his teammates. And Josh Hutton, huge fourth quarter. Jackson Falk, huge fourth quarter, and great team defense as this thing finished up.
Yeah, and this is why Joe didn't turn pro and he decided to finish his senior year of high school, right? Just kidding, folks. Boy, what a basketball game here. Linmar came out, led the Muskies by 5 early on, 10-5, and closed out the first quarter 16-14. The Muskies led once in the first at 3-2. The Muskies took over in the second quarter and really played their best quarter of the night. They went to their 2-3 matchup zone, played it really well, and had a 7-point halftime lead as they outscored Linmar 15-6 in the second quarter. Linmar right back at them, boy. A 17-9 third quarter blitz, and they had a lead at the end of 3, 39-38 in the Muskies. Their biggest lead of the night was 44-38 early in the fourth quarter, Coach Belger called a timeout at that time and switched up and went back to a man defense, which had given the Muskies some problems early. And the Muskies caught him. They caught him at 44 and went ahead 45-44. Linn-Mar went back up 48-45, and then Josh Hutton knocks down a wing three, gets fouled, completes a free throw for the 4-point play. Muskies went back up one, and then it was just a battle back and forth for free throws between Muscatine and Linn-Mar. Thank you. Trey Hutchison, unbelievable tonight, 35 points, continued to knock down shots. Wieskamp ended 35, I believe. They took 30, that off. No, they 37?
36 is what
36
it was, yeah.
points for Joe Wieskamp and a shootout of two tremendous Division I talents. And this Hutchison kid, look out for him next year. He's great now. Really going to be a force in the Mississippi Valley next year. And the Muskies hung on to win this one, 58-55. And, folks, for guys like me who I didn't go to Muscatine, but I've lived in Muscatine for 30-plus years, and it's my home, it's my community. My kids all went there. Joel's an alumni, but what a special moment. This would have been heartbreak to lose, but what a joy. You know, you feel all these great positive emotions for this group getting there because they've had to do it a certain way, and they've been well coached. Well coached. Michelle Hutton walks by. What a proud mom she is. And such a well-coached team, and they know who they are. They don't waver from it, and they can play with anybody with Joe Wieskamp. They can grind out wins against anybody.
Yeah, and the thing is there is a huge misconception as to what a basketball superstar is, because a lot of the guys out there, they play a me-first game. You know, for some reason in the state of Iowa, our superstars have really not fit that mold. You know, you've got Joe Wieskamp, he really cares about what his teammates are doing, and you saw him pass the ball many times tonight on opportunities where he probably could have forced a shot, that he was able to find the right play in the offense considering what Linn-Mar was doing defensively and find the open man. We mentioned it was going to be what the supporting cast does. Yes, Joe made some big buckets. He had a great drive and a three-point play there with just over a minute to get Muscatine back into the lead, but it made some free throws clutch. But you mentioned the Josh Hutton 4-point play. Jackson Falk had two huge three-pointers just in the momentum shift of the game, and the team defense that we saw. Hutchison, yeah, he got his, but they really limited so many other opportunities for these other players. And I know the last time that these guys played in this arena, U.S. Cellular, one of the Cedar Rapids Gazette reporters made a comment about how Wieskamp is outstanding, but he doesn't have anything else around him. And I know that Jackson Falk took a screenshot of that, and that was his Twitter handle. That was his Twitter picture.
He was here earlier, by the way.
For the better part of a couple months, yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things where this team takes that personally,
right?
And Joe takes that personally. He knows he has a team that can make a run when they get hot, and they're going to have a chance. Now it's anybody's game. They're in. The dance is there. The hill has been climbed. Now you're not Hannibal taking on Rome anymore. You're in Rome.
And folks are going to ask, when do they play? Folks, we don't really know.
We won't know.
What they do is after the games, after the sub-state games, they seed the teams 1 through 8, and there's a pretty good chance the Muskies would be a 7 or an 8 seed coming out of this, which means they would play Tuesday night. There's 2 games Tuesday night, 2 games Wednesday morning, so a good chance that the Muskies would be playing a Tuesday night game at Wells Fargo in Des Moines.
They're either at 6:15, and I think the second game is at 8. I think is how they break down, because they have to have some extra time in between games to cycle in fans and do some things like that. So I have the thing printed out. I just have it at home. I didn't want to bring it because I'm a superstitious person. I didn't want to be thinking too far ahead.
And the Muscatine Muskie basketball team, we're kind of hanging around in the air a little bit, guys. I was hoping to get either a word from Wieskamp or Coach Belger, and I know they're both in demand.
And Joe's coming over, it looks like.
Here comes Joe.
So
Joe's going to join us courtside here, and really thrilled to have Joe Wieskamp join us on the air here. So he's coming over talking to his buddy Patrick McCaffrey from Iowa City West at the moment, but we're going to have him on and talk to him about what all this means to him. They're trading shoes right now. We're leaving this on here, folks. This is history. This is Muscatine history. It's family, buddy, and I'm so happy for you and so proud of not just the young man you become and the player you become, but we talk about it all the time. You got an outstanding head coach, and you guys know who you are. You have to play the game a certain way. It's just not run up and down the floor and chuck it up. You got to stick to a script, and you guys do that. And when you do that, you can play with anybody. And everything's, circled around you, obviously, and your talents. But you're supporting Cass tonight in key moments like Josh Hutton's 4-point play, Lex Hahn with a big basket in there, Jackson Falk with a corner three. You're supporting Cass, stepped up at big moments of this game. And what a thrill for the entire Muscatine team.
The team out here. But for us to be able to get this done and get our community to the state tournament, it's something that we've always wanted to do, our group. And we're just brothers. We all love each other. We know that they're going to stop me at some points in the game, but other guys are going to have to step up and hit big shots. And I don't think a shot was bigger than Josh Hutton's and 1-3. And I don't think we win that game without that play. And play of Bryce in the first half, those couple buckets, Lex with the and one, Jack with the corner three. We're a team. Obviously, I'm going to score a lot of points. I'm going to do what I can to get it done. But those guys are constantly there supporting me and buying into what Coach Belger wants.
Coach Belger, you played with Coach Walsh, did so much for you your first 2 years here. Coach Belger came here for one reason. Well, two reasons. One, because of you, and two, he wanted to get to Wells Fargo. Mission accomplished. Why don't you talk about what he's meant to your career as a Muskie and what he's meant to this team?
He's helped me out so much. Obviously, no one knew a lot about it, him when he came in, when he got the job. But he's put his heart and soul into this team and into this community. He puts in countless hours at home watching film, giving us scouting reports before games. And I couldn't ask for a better coach.
He's definitely a gym rat. He eats, sleeps, and drinks basketball 24/7 with Coach Belger. He made some nice adjustments coming out of timeouts tonight. You guys fell behind by 6. He called timeout. You switched, went back to your man, and I really think that helped. And then you guys were able to get to the rim late in the game and seal this one so many times as you guys do at the foul line, and it was in typical Muscatine fashion. You weathered the storm, and you came out on top. And, partner, you're going to play Tuesday night at Wells Fargo.
Appreciate it.
And it really doesn't matter who you play, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't matter.
We're just happy to be there.
You're there, and once you get there, you can start making waves in Des Moines. And, Joe, you're a great young man. I'm so thrilled to have you on here. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So happy, folks. Joe Wieskamp joined us here on KWPC 860 AM, and he is our player of the game. 36 points for Joe Wieskamp, and the Muscatine Muskies have finished this one off. I want to thank a lot of our fine sponsors, as always. CBI Bank and Trust player of the game, Joe Wieskamp, and you're listening to the Community Bank post-game show. And, Joel, want to thank Alex in studio. Any final thoughts, Joel?
Just really proud of these kids. They work really hard.
Yeah, really hard. Folks, I'm out of breath, losing my voice, but I couldn't be happier.
We got to save it for next Tuesday,
for this
baby.
community, because we're going to be calling it courtside from Wells Fargo a week from now, and I can't wait for that.